You know what every perfect man cave needs? An ultimate cinema seating setup, and that's what we're going to be doing in here, in the lounge, and we've got a lot to do today. Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello and welcome back to the channel. You join me of course here at the Shmuseum. We are building my dream garage. It's been a long process, we've got a lot more still to come, but we've changed this barn on a farm in England that used to be a milking parlour. This was filled with cows into the home of horsepower. We've installed the Benpack auto stacker lifts. We've built the Grandstand, the mezzanine area with the hospitality boxes above the pit garage. We've got the Racetrack down on the floor, but we've got a busy day today because I've been away for about a month and a half and there's a lot to catch up on, a lot of tasks and some pretty exciting stuff ahead. I'm now a few days into Ferrari Purosangue ownership, or Puro as I've decided to call it. I have about 200 miles on the clock. A strange situation also with only about 200 miles on the 296 GTS, but this thing is going to be the ultimate winter daily. Honestly, there are so many things about it I want to tell you, and today we've actually got a fairly long run out in it because we're going to be heading to visit a company who are going to be responsible for what happens here. We're going up to Dura because this is going to be our workshop corner. The idea today, unfortunately for us, is that we need to try and move everything that's here out because we're about to have a lovely setup, cabinets, display areas, and everything happening over on this side, which we're going to talk more about today when we go and spec up the furniture that's going to be going there. Not only that though, you might have spotted the boxes that are back over here, which is what I'm talking about when it comes to having the ultimate setup on our projector screen in there. These are from Valencia Home Theater, the seating that we're going to be unboxing and revealing, and these are very cool. They've been on order for a while, they are here now, and we're going to get those opened up. So we need to have basically a bit of a tidy up. The 4GT's been unwrapped, but we've been packing Shmoo the cow to send out to many of you guys. The sales have been crazy and I can't thank you enough for that, but we've got a lot of boxes and we've got a lot of mess. And this room has kind of become the packing room, but I want to change it into the ultimate theatre cinema viewing room. This glass, when you turn it off, can become the projection screen. We've got the projector up, back mounted behind the halo bay. It looks incredible for watching the F1, watching football, whatever it might be, but this is the outdoor furniture that's always been intended to be in the main barn, not in here. And as you can see, yeah, we need to tidy it up. We've got packing stuff absolutely everywhere. We've got big Shmoo the cow over here as well, chilling at the moment. Not a problem at all, but it needs some work. It needs some work, so let's get cracking on. You might remember I explained that this room was going to become the merch room, and it certainly will, but for the time being, we have no lighting, we haven't finished it. It is basically a storeroom for boxes, and it's obviously very dark, but it will become that down the line. We need to get some heating in there as well, so that's why we've been using the lounge for the moment, knowing that we were going to empty all of this out. But today's going to be a lot of back and forth, so we need to get cracking on with it. This is coming together quicker than we expected, and it's when you find really random stuff, like Angry Birds. The reason for that, as some of you might know, is because this kind of looks like the back of the Ford GT. That's what it was a bit of a meme about at the time. So I ended up with these, and they're still here. Anyway, those and tons of other cushions and pillows and just random stuff. Obviously, paper from printing out endless things, but none of that stuff that should be living here. Anyway, we've got a couple of Shmoos, a couple of NOS tanks. You never know when you might need one of those, maybe. That all just need shuffling around. And then I think it's going to be time to move out the big things and have this room a little bit emptier. I've disappeared. Oh, this is where I need to be careful not to break some glass. We're good, we're good. Out we go. Oh, I feel like Superman. No, I can't keep this up. Whew. Safely does it. You gotta do what you gotta do, and we gotta do a lot of it because this room is filthy. Kind of knowing that we were going to have some nice stuff in here, we've not really been on top of it. Oh well, it'll be lovely later on today. Before we move all of the DeWalt tools, we have some amazing stuff here. They very kindly hooked us up recently with these, and considering I need to move some big old boxes right now, this is probably going to make my life that touch easier to push this underneath and get these over to the lounge. Although I detect one problem. I'm going to need some help here. Brad, go pop the camera over there and see if you can help me lift this up, because I'm never going to be able to do this on my own. I say that, Whee! No, don't need you. I can carry sofas, I can carry boxes. I got this. Into the lounge we go. I think these are numbered, so we can work out what goes where. This is, wait for it, box 5 of 5, row 2, seat 3. That's gonna make more sense later on. This is gonna go here. Can I carefully push this down? Whee! Magic. Well, there's no way on earth I'd have been able to do that on my own without the help of something trusty like this. Let me explain this space a little bit more, what's actually happening here, because I've spoken a few times about using this as our workshop. Remember, for a brief period, we had barn 2 on the other side of that wall. That's now being used for other purposes. So I'm going to bring in a small workshop, and by that I don't mean engines out, rebuilding crash cars, nothing like that, but having somewhere to store all of the tools to make this much more presentable. So when we built this whole construction here, which has the storage room and then this first office room that's incomplete at the end, it was always intended that we would then use this space to set up a corner suited to the purpose, because I mean, we've got a whole lot of tools. We actually need some more hand tools, but we've got then all of the Topaz Detailing car care products that we have up here, have all of this tucked away, stored neatly, looking good, looking like the rest of the garage. That does mean we need to move a few things, like some of the gas pumps. We'll need to take this wheel off the wall, which is our EV cable tidy, and that would be an opportunity as well to get it refurbed, because it's been knocked at some point along the way. This is a dead wheel, it's not one to put back on a car, so we'll take that over to Whoops to get it refurbished. We do need to take the CTEC EV charger off the wall. We will have a plan for reinstalling it later, but we'll have to take it off the wall for the time being, and of course we need to tidy all of this up. But this is where we've been working with Dura to come up with a plan, because Dura basically created back in the 90s the integrated workshop furniture, being able to create a modular setup that's personalized and super bespoke. We're about to head over there to talk with the guys and go through some of the final spec of exactly what this is going to look like, having effectively an L shape wrapping around this part of the wall. It will complete this a little bit more, but also bring power plugs, bring plenty of different drawers, cabinets, different ideal pieces of furniture for us to have for these purposes, to tuck everything away. And it's actually quite fun, the level you can go to when it comes to some of this stuff and how we can work all of that. So we're going to head over there very shortly in the Puro to go and get started with this. So we should probably get on the road, which is my first proper drive, because I've only basically driven this 5-10 mile journeys up to this point, to experience what it's like. Not the best weather, but it's the winter 4x4. So let's get it fired up, let's get out, and let's go to Dura. Welcome back to England, and welcome back to gloomy weather. It has been freezing the last couple of days, but this is the first outing for this car in rain. I say that, it's just basically stopped raining, but hey, it's the car that I want to use for everything, and I'm a little bit daunted by how many miles I'm going to end up driving in it. There's a lot still to learn, you know, we're 200 miles in and things like this, which is lovely, but definitely a little bit fiddly to find the right menu and systems, and I've not even sat in the passenger seat, so I have no idea how all of that stuff works yet. When it comes to the driver controls and what I've got over here, from the SF90 and the 296, I'm very familiar with all of this. I know to some people it's overkill, but they've now added these indentations for the buttons, so it's slightly easier to find everything. And of course, this doesn't actually have a built-in nav, because it relies upon you going to your Android Auto. So if you want to pull up the nav, you get that or your Apple CarPlay full screen up on the display, which works really nicely. And I have to say, given Waze is by far the best navigation system of anything out there, full stop, end of discussion. Don't use Google Maps or Apple Maps or anything else, use Waze. What else would you want? You've got that, it's got all of your favorites from whichever car you jump in and out of, and that's quite relevant. You don't need to save something in the car, because whichever car you're driving has all of your stuff in it, and I really like that. And obviously then you've got your music, you know, your Spotify and whatever, and you can pull all of that up and just enjoy the cruise, enjoy the drive. It's all right there for you. Or go to some other full screen displays if you know where you're going, and it still gives you the small instructions down at the bottom for your Android Auto, which I quite like. So we're now going to be on the M1 for 44 miles up towards Oxford, or we take the exits, the A43 to Oxford, without being in your face. It's just a very nice car to drive. It's almost like Rolls-Royce level. It just wafts along, super gentle, super easily, and obviously I'm in comfort mode and the soft suspension because it's brand new, and I'm always pretty obsessive about running in a car properly in terms of the instructions that they give you. because of preservation of the engine for the longest time possible, and just building up into it, and almost in some ways savouring the moment. At the end of the day, I'm going to own this car for a long time. I saw a bunch of people being like, you're just going to flip it. No, I'm not just going to flip it. I'm lucky to get a super early Purosangue, and I loved my FF and my two Lassos, so it's almost no surprise that for me this is the car to go and drive. Now let me pop it on adaptive cruise control, which we do. I just turned it off. There we go. Pop it on. Away we go. Let the car roll away, and yeah, nice gentle drive ahead of us. Well, that got nasty fast, but I guess that's the advantage of adaptive cruise. We just roll along and we enjoy our fancy pants four-wheel drive daily. It's ridiculous to think that I can drive this car basically as a daily. I want to get it running the 600 miles that you've got to do before I take it on a big journey, just so I know everything about it and I'm up to scratch with it. But this is going to do like tens and tens and tens of thousands of miles in this weather, in sunshine, in all sorts. It's just a really nice place to be for it. We're just arriving, and the interesting thing that I can see here is the Mercedes-AMG's F1 outfit, AMG Petronas Motorsport, is just here. And we're basically right after the last race of the season. This is actually very familiar. I've never been here, but that's where they make the engines for the AMG 1, as well as looking after all of the F1 team stuff and Formula E team stuff. Anyway, we are going, where are we going? Next right. We are just a few corners away from our destination for the day, down here, and it'll be great to go in and get talking about what's going to be going on at the Shmuseum very, very soon. We've been taking a look around, and there is some very exciting stuff to show you about what's going to be installed at the Shmuseum. Now, we're here at Dura, who back in the 90s were the first to really introduce modular furniture for commercial garages, for home residential garages, also for other purposes, and also being part now of corporate identities at various different companies, the likes of Aston Martin, of Audi, of Jaguar Land Rover. I've seen Dura products at ProDrive, at Gordon Murray Automotive, and hence, when I was starting to take in this a little bit more, got talking to the team, and we've got some really cool showrooms to go and take a look at, and some specific examples here. And I want to show you this, because this is actually a prop unit from the movie No Time to Die, to the extent that if you come and have a look at some of these drawers, HGN, that's where the handguns were stored. Then we've got the knives that were in the drawer below. We've got, if we go a little bit further, some more pretty serious weaponry, and even down here in tea, we've got the teapots and the cups and saucers, which is really quite fun. But we're going to go and show you a little bit more of this through to what we're actually going to be doing. This piece, by the way, was actually provided with the DB4 GT continuation from Aston Martin, built at Works in Newport Pagnell. Each car came with one of these from Dura. Now, in the two different showrooms, we've got a few different things to go through, because when it comes to building the perfect man cave, the dream garage, this has been absolute paradise to think about the different projects we want to undertake, and therefore how to use the options available to us. And as you can see, you've got low units, upper units, you can pull in different things. There's a lot to run through, a lot of different ideas. In fact, behind me here, this was a one-off they produced at the Goodwood Revival, and there are so many different styles of cabinets that you can think from the Shmuseum perspective where things would go, how we could use them. So, for example, here, you can have a full pull-out drawer set, which offers all sorts of benefits to be able to take your tools around the garage, which is obviously something that's going to be of help to us. If we come through over this way, this is a super smart setup. Different work surfaces, you can have a cooler, you can have full height cabinets, you can have these higher level storage units as well. So we're going to be able to pop plenty of different products away. We're going to have some open units also. When it comes to drawers, take a look at this. This is like absolute heaven to have access to all of these kinds of things. So the imagination is running wild, because all of these fixed sizes enable you to have everything set up, even different examples of flooring here as well. I think if we pop over to the more commercial side of it, can show you even more. into here, and even more cool things to come and take a look at. This setup is straight out of a McLaren dealership workshop, but the idea is to be able to integrate what you need, this modular setup. So whether that's hoses and lines, whether that's having paper towel and gloves, having a desk area with a drawer, or having the more familiar drawers for different tools and whatever it might be. But this is all based on the Dura 600 series, this modular furniture where you can build it up at multiple levels. So this is just the lower level. There are upper level sections as well, as you can see over here. We've got various different movable sections. This is actually an adjustable desk unit that they have as well, which you can configure, drop straight back down. You can have your sinks, your different storage cupboards. There are so many ideas. Quick access to fluids, perhaps more suited to a dealership than what I'm going to be needing, but even down to the movable cabinet units. And this in particular, I want to pull out also, something that they created. This table, which, let's say you're working on a car and you need to take out some internal parts, maybe even some seats. The idea with this is you can literally flip up one side of it, pull it out underneath, lock it into place, and you've got a solid surface to be able to pop your parts on while you're working on them. Something that for me is definitely going to be a must. You keep coming through, and obviously it's all wired up with the electronics, with different lines. We're going to work on what we're going to be installing as well, but even down to different colours. And you can imagine for somebody like me and a garage like mine that's filled with colour, some ideas around here, it can be completely customized in any shade as well, which is the even cooler part. Here, check out this full tool unit section. You can open these up inside, even more space to be able to hang up tools, pop them away rather than needing all of the wall space, full drawer heights. I mean, we're walking past just immense different things and different ideas. This is something I really like actually, because having that easy access at the bottom is what I mentioned earlier with the cleaning equipment, because you can just pull it out, push it in, and having that floating floor means you don't have to lift things out. And again, super, super easy. Everything feels really nice, and that's a big part of what it's about. This is particularly glamorous, different ideas as well. There's clearly a lot to this, and that's involved some mega planning, but I think we should head through and go and show you what we're going to be doing. Jump ahead then, and it is time to reveal what this is going to look like. So we're joined here by Steve from Dura.
Hi Tim.
It's quite an exciting one because there's been a lot of work on this. You guys putting together the render.
Yep.
It seems basic, but the different modules we've gone for, the colours, all of that, and the constraints of the space. Like, how does this work from your side? How do you put this together?
Yeah, there was a lot of choices to go at, wasn't there? So we needed to make sure that we've got the right amount of storage for all of your tools, some place for general items to go, obviously all the cleanup kit and things like that. So we've got a good mix of general storage, we've got some waste disposal, tool storage, we've got the right colour in place. Yeah, just really works, I think.
And the colour is quite a big one, because being particular about colours, you basically took swabs of the different, well, we've gone with the original wall colour,
yep,
and with the colour of the mezzanine grandstand build,
yep,
and integrated those directly into it.
Yep.
And it seems so, I'm going to say simple, but obviously you have a lot of work to do to figure out the optimum layouts, positions, and there are so many different parts and things you can choose. You can spec it completely.
Absolutely. I mean, we've been down, we've surveyed the workshop area of the Shmuseum, we've taken all the measurements, and we've just made sure that everything fits exactly in the right position, so that when you've got something to do on a vehicle or with a vehicle, it's easy to do.
Because the other thing was, for example, here, we want to pop the charger back onto the wall in that area.
Yep.
So putting in the, how do you reference it, the wall that fits between?
Yeah, so we've got a modular steel wall in there that's covering what's behind it, so we'll mount the charger through the wall and back into position. We've retained space for the wheel that the charger cable is going to go onto. You've got some electric and lighting on there, so yeah, it should look fantastic when it's in place. Can't wait.
No, for sure. And the crazy thing is how real this feels, even down to you guys popped in the banners.
Yeah, we like details, so yeah, we've spent a good amount of time on this.
Down to every last little attention to detail focus. So this has basically already become, in some ways, reality.
Yep.
Should we go and take a quick look?
Absolutely, let's do it.
Go and see what's here? In the warehouse, here it is.
Everything's ready.
This is super cool, seeing it in person for the first time. So this is an example of how it's set up. Effectively assembled, we've got the upper panels, the backboard, and the lower parts.
Absolutely, yeah. So through the factory on production, straight into assembly, and assembled as much as we can, ready to come to site.
And then all of this, it's actually quite a lot when you're looking at it in person. It's all of these lower spaces. All of these units will come, effectively be jigsawed together.
That's right.
It's probably a little bit more complicated than that. It's not like putting pieces of a jigsaw literally on a table. But this is all set up with everything that we've spec'd and chosen. And I tell you what, obviously seeing the colours, I cannot wait.
I think it's really going to work in this museum, isn't it? It's really going to work.
This is such a unique thing, because obviously I know for a lot of people it's either the corporate identity, the right greys, the right shades, the right colours, whatever it is. This is almost my corporate identity. It's not really a corporate identity in that way, but it's certainly going to fit in. And we've got everything around, just looking and working out panels and parts.
Yep. Upper units, toolboxes, lower trolleys.
Okay, yeah, so this is the slide out trolley unit with the drawers.
Yep. Waste disposal, large volume bulk storage cupboards, the open shelving.
This is very cool. This is very cool. So in not too long, all of this is going to be at the barn, ready to be unpackaged, installed, and operational.
Absolutely.
Sounds fun to me. After sitting in some traffic, we are finally free of that and can enjoy a V12 soundtrack as we make our way back towards base. It's been great to visit Dura, to run over things, but I'm quite excited also to get back and to get the Valencia Theater Seating boxes opened up to show you what these actually look like. So we will enjoy the time on the road in the Purosangue to get it back to base. Given we're now back, it is construction time here. Brad and I are going to put this together. We've actually done one, but we're not going to show you that yet, and it took significantly less long than we expected.
Yeah, I feel like we're now experts at building Valencia Home Theater Seating.
Experts with a pinch of salt, but let's do this. And this is the delicate bit.
There we go.
Step one, this is the second of effectively 2 rows of bespoke furniture that we've ordered for here. There is some protection underneath, but I just need to be careful not to go too far because we do not want to go through anything nice within. And then open this up, and then when this is opened up, you will be amazed at how quickly all of this comes together. Step 1, that up. Step 2, those out. Step 3, pitch it back this way.
Ready for step 4?
Step 4, we go that way. Open this. Lift this up. Unwrap it. Look at this.
Big reveal.
Big reveal. Come and have a closer look. Blue leather, blue diamond stitching. Details are lovely. So we need to do a bit of a rotation. Should we do that right now? It's probably easier.
Yeah, take while we're on this.
That comes down. Then we've got these which come off.
This is like speed building. I like it.
Speed building, yeah. Obviously the cables to release at the back. These connect to the backrest. Right, with this coming off, come and have a look at this. How cool is that? The Shmuseum logo embroidered on the top of the backrest. I'm gonna lift this up. Pop this for the moment on here, just because it helps with lining it up. Then all you've got to do is link these together. Click, click. Plug in the connections at the back, and then plug it in.
Ready? 3, 2, 1.
There we go. We've got the lights, fully controllable. Going to explain all of this once we've got them all out, but this is very fun. You can change the colours, of course. We'll go light blue. That looks nice. This is really nice. One interesting thing with all of this is that the boxes have instructions with a QR code and a video to show how to do it, which has made all of this very, very, very simple in terms of instructions. And we're now unboxing effectively the last part before we link it all together and have this operational, which is really quite exciting. Now that this is out, these actually clip together just with some feet that fold out from the bases, which is kind of easy. And then there are some things under here they snap onto, so all we've got to do is pull them together, work out exactly where the line is, and there, as if by magic, that clicks together. How good is that? Okay, that is actually awesome. That is actually totally awesome. Shall we push opposite ends and just make sure they're clicked in properly?
Yeah.
If we can. Yeah, that like 1 or 2 last clicks. Oh,
that's pretty comfy.
I think Shmoo the cow has found his home for the time being. We've also got this seat. So I opted for the double seat to sit here. This is my position, you could say. We've got the Shmeemobiles 50 embroidery. Obviously from here I can watch the projector, but these are really nice. Soft, supple Napa leather. We've got all the different controls, the customised lighting. We've got the cup holders finished in the dark finish. We've got the armrest storage buckets. Obviously I've customised these. You can use the online configurator. I've chosen to go with the light blue stitch against the navy blue. Bit of a theme going on. This is really nice. This feels like what I was saying earlier. In a proper man cave, you need a proper setup. Obviously you could do this in your home theatre, but here, this is good. This is very good. Well, I gotta say, that looks pretty sharp right now, all with the matching lighting, although there is a lot more stuff in here that needs tidying away. That's a very cool view through to the halo bay. All of my plates on the wall from previous Shmeemobiles, the ones that have come off my cars. The F1 show car, the lighting's not on at the moment, but these are the Zurich seating option from Valencia Home Theater Seating. There are a few other things to show you actually. You'll notice each position has a control pad. So down here you can do the lighting, have your configured position, do the recline. You also have lumbar. So on the backrests you have lumbar support here, plus spot also the USB-C and regular USB charging ports, cup holders, armrest storage. You can plug various accessories and attachments into these. And obviously I did all the spec for these on the 3D customizer. So chose the different materials, obviously added the embroideries over on that side for the Shmuseum. That's where you're sitting to look out at the Shmuseum. And then this side where I was currently perched is where of course I'm going to be sitting in my seats over on this side here in the lounge. Now I will get perhaps a bookshelf to go here and a coffee table or a side table, coffee table to go in the middle of the room and some kind of low thing to sit here. So you look out over it, but add a bit more seating and then obviously tidy all of this away, make the place look neat and tidy with the mannequins. 4GT race suit and the Senna race suit over on that side, and Shmoo the cow is going to be resident in here as well, but probably move from the new theatre seating setup. I just think this looks super smart. Colour scheme is bang on that with the rest of the garage and makes for a really nice look. And Brad has been kindly folding up all of the packaging and the boxes out there. But obviously when you're sat here over on this side, how's that for a view? We've got a lot of packaging and things to get rid of there and things to post out. But yeah, not complaining. That is very much a dream. And this is a very, very nice way to enjoy it. Moving back over here, we need to pack away some of this stuff. Sorting.
I'm thinking screwdriver for the wheel.
Yeah.
Although I was tempted to see maybe we could fit the impact driver through because
it's not the easiest. Yeah, you just like awkwardly, I'm not going to do that with my watch on, but awkwardly squeeze it through here. This is basically just attached up at the top directly into the concrete. But
I feel like this is the easier option.
Probably. Should we take the cables off first? They're actually surprisingly heavy.
Yes, that is a good shot.
Cables off. We're probably going to take that over to Whoops, as I mentioned earlier, and take those over. When we take that over, so it can all be done at the same time, which will make life very simple. But obviously, time is running out to move all of this stuff, and there are a lot of heavy things here to move.
No one told me this would be so difficult, Tim.
Yeah.
I guess there's not much hand space in here to do this, but
in theory, it's going to rest on the bracket at the bottom.
I think we're almost there.
It was my friend Tim who came and installed this, and it will be being reinstalled. We're just temporarily removing it so that we can get the Dura furniture installed here, in theory.
Oh.
Ooh.
I've got the wheel.
Yeah.
You get the thing at the top.
Yeah. No, yes, maybe. No, they were just the those things.
Oh. They're not normally meant to come out of the wall with it.
The bracket is off. We need to get that bracket off. But the wheel is off. And we can take it and go and get it fixed and looking pretty again. Which is funny for a display damaged wheel.
Yeah, should we do a different colour? Or do you just want to keep it like this?
They were satin black. It's a wheel off my old AMG GTR that kind of got buckled from back in the day.
This is the exact reason why I use it, because one is already out.
Yeah. We weren't even recording. It was just kind of like, go for it.
Kind of just did it. Oh, DeWalt, thank you. That's just...
Feeling smug?
Of course. And this should...
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Oh.
Well, that happened by magic.
That was one of those.
That was one of those.
And it's appeared off the wall and put in storage.
Everything done, disconnected. Storage tucked away.
We've got a lot of work to do still.
Yeah, there's a whole lot to move.
This, and this.
Those aren't easy to move either. Got to carefully move and save the bulb that's at the top and then move the pump, the Bowser pump. And then all of this and all of that and all of everything. I feel like every update, another thing happens or multiple things happen. We haven't even touched on any cars or anything on that front today. Everything basically looking pretty. We've got some stuff that we moved out earlier. That's a side topic. It's very exciting what's going to be happening over here. Now that we've been up to Dura, we've met with the team, seen it all, been through the renders, and you can visualize a little bit about how that's going to take shape with the main storage area where all of those bits of shelving are, the flatter part of the wall ready for the charger, and then the L shape with the majority of the storage where the tire rack and DeWalt tools are at the moment. But of course, I feel like this is a big factor in any dream garage, in any man cave, having that theatre lounge setup, having the seating area, and I'm well and truly shotgunning my seat. This is my seat. My guests can take a seat here, can watch the big screen, watch the cars, enjoy being here in the lounge and the view that we have, and it's all thanks to the Valencia Home Theater Seating that we have here. This is really nice. This is like really, really nice. There are a few more bits of furniture, obviously, I need to complete this room and tidy it all up. But I tell you what, very happy in here. Mr. Shmoo the Cow is very happy in here as well. And again, I'd like to say thank you to all of you for your orders of Shmoo the Cow. It has been crazy. If you're interested in more information about these, I will pop the links down below. You can check out the 3D customizer where you can choose different colors, different materials, different styles, and so much more over on the Valencia website. But I think that should probably wrap things up for today and this installment of Building My Dream Garage. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys again very soon. Cheers!